Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Riddhi Jain from Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog, and I warmly welcome all of you in today's Tinkerpreneur session. I hope you all are having a fabulous Tinkerpreneur journey. And in our previous sessions, we were focusing more on the technical aspect of the series, but from now on, we'll also be focusing on the entrepreneurial side of the series. So with us today, we have Ms. Pooja Salwan, Deputy Director from BML Munjal University, and she will be discussing about the branding and marketing aspects related to your projects. So very warm welcome, Ms. Pooja, and over to you.
Hi, thank you so much, Riti. Riti, is this an interactive session or it is just one way?
It will be one way,
Okay.
but the students may ask the questions after the end of the session.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, hi, I am Pooja, and I am assuming that a lot of you have been a part of the Tinkerpreneur journey since the past 2, 3 years. And if you have, I have done various sessions with Atal Innovation Mission, and this Tinkerpreneur summer session is always my favorite to come to. Today, we are going to talk about branding and marketing of a product. So, I am sure all of you have figured out what you will be doing as a product. What is your product? And AI has helped you to make that product. Now, the product is ready, but how do you brand it? How do you market it? But before I get into that, what is branding or what is marketing? Right? So I had made this session to be interactive, but anyway, before we, so I'm assuming that you are all thinking in your minds, okay, for the answers I'm asking you. This apple, do you think this is a logo of any of the brands, or is it just a plain apple? It's a plain apple. But if I give you this image, what is the first thing which comes in your mind? It's the Apple, Apple phones, Apple laptops, Apple home systems. There are so many things which Apple gives us. And it's a different Apple, but still the identity is so strong that we instantly know what this product is about, and we can visualize how this product is different from other products. So let's say if I talk about Apple laptop, it's much more sleeker than the other laptops, right? It works faster and it can do lots of stuff, especially for people who are designing. They all prefer Apple laptop because there's a lot of functionalities which Apple laptop has and which other laptops don't have. So that's the brand pull, that's the brand awareness, and that's what we're going to learn how you will make your own brand awareness, how you will make your own brand. Okay, so which one would you like to drink? Would you like to drink Coke or Diet Nope? I am assuming that all of you are going for Coke and not for Diet Nope. Uh, They both look the same. The branding, the style is same, but the name is different. So I do not have that kind of a confidence that if I drink Diet Nope, I will get the same feeling which I get when I drink Coke. Maybe the fizz is not there. Maybe it is not as delicious. Maybe it is not giving me that vibe factor which I get from Coke when I'm drinking with friends. So that is the power again of brand. That is the power of how a brand differentiates. Even though Coke might be double or triple the money, but we will still go for it because we know it is authentic. It will not harm us and it will make us feel satiated after the drink. We'll talk about branding 101. What all is included in a brand. For people who do not know what brand is, so I've given you two examples that, something which some but people identify going forward. You are not thinking, oh, I don't know what is this brand about. When you think of Amazon, what comes in your mind? It's an e-commerce website which has a smiley kind of a logo, right? You know, if you, in the beginning, when Amazon had just launched, I used to wonder why Amazon has kept their name as Amazon. It has nothing to do with the Amazon rainforest. But then I realized that they started with books, and so many books that it was like a jungle of books. And that is why they kept the name Amazon. And that is what we get. We get so many options of any product we are looking for that it makes it sensible to call it Amazon. So for us, if we'll think of buying something online, the first thing we think is either Flipkart or Amazon, right? That's the brand value, brand recall we've got. How do you make your brands now? First thing is think of a name and logo. Your name should be easy and something which will stick quickly, right? And wherever, once you have decided your name, once you've decided your logo, it should be consistent everywhere. So you will not see Amazon in squiggly faces, squiggly smile, or you will not see Amazon um, in in different forms. It'll be the same Amazon smile, either in black or mostly red, but yeah, it'll be the same, or blue. Yes. So they are changing their colors depending upon where they're showing, but it's mostly blue or red which they show. The colors have to be the same, the scheme of colors, same font, same designs, and same style. You cannot change your logo or your name depending upon what you're doing. So imagine if I'm calling it Branding 101, you'll see that throughout my PPT, that's the style of font I have used to define the heading of the PPT, of that slide, which shows that I am trying to be consistent. I might be using different colors, but heading will be the same font. So these are the simple little things will you have to keep in mind when you are making, thinking of your name, thinking of your logo. And your name should kind of say what you're trying to sell. It should be able to be identified. Of course, there are times when companies have given some absurd names which have become a hit, not because of the name, but because what they've done behind it. And well, good, you'll have your name and logo, but you have to think about it. Who is your target segment? Who are you selling it for? Who are you making this product for? If it is for students, you want to make something catchy for the students. If it is for senior people, let's say you are making a healthcare prescription app so that your grandparents are having an issue about for, they're not able to remember that they have to take a medicine. So you're making an app which will help them, right? So now the segment is old people. But if you're making for younger people, for Gen Z, then that segment is different, and you'll accordingly have to create the logo so that they kind of vibe with it. They like what you're doing. You have to think about what are their interests, what is the profession they're in, if they're adults, how will you reach out to them, how will you tug their hearts, how will you tug their emotions. That is what will help make your brand strong, and that's what our target segment is. And that's very important to do. In fact, before even looking at name and logo, you might want to look at who are you making this product for, their age, their demographics, where do they live? Is it pan India? Is it just for South, or is it just for North or East or West? Or is it pan continent? So depending upon where you're marketing it, a lot of it things will change. If it is very local, if it's something which you are trying to help the government of Karnataka, let's say, then maybe your font can be like that Kannada style, right? So I'm just giving you examples which are coming to my mind right now, but be very, very conscious about how you are choosing your target segment, and then accordingly choose your name and your logo. And last, your reason to be there. Why should I buy from you? Why not somebody else? Why do old people buy from 1mg, Pharmacy, or their local medical store? What makes them apart? Why does somebody buy from Flipkart and not Amazon, or vice versa? Why does your mom shop from Mintra or Agio and not something else? So you have to think of your reason to be there. So develop a very clear and compelling tagline or slogan. When you think of just do it, I am assuming a lot of you would think of Nike as a brand which has that tagline, right? The Taste of India. It's a loved Amul brand. So these are the tags which they have put together. Of course, over time, it changes. But for the most part, your tagline or your slogan is very crucial to what you are selling. And how do you want to be perceived? Perception can be against a competitors, perception can be against or perception on your own, whether it's a quality brand, so it's expensive, whether it is an okay brand and it is doing their job well and is providing value to the customers. So you'll have to see what do you want to be perceived as. Yes? A brand is more than just a name or a logo. It's the sum of all the experiences, perceptions, and associations people have with a particular company, product, or service. When we were young, a lot of people were very upset with how our phone companies used to work. But now we have mobiles. So nobody cares so much about the phone company. And we don't have, a lot of us even don't even have landlines anymore. But that company had made its perception. There was a brand India. Earlier, we were just a country of snake charmers, but now it's changing. We are a country where there's a lot of AI innovation happening. We're a country where there is a lot of mystical powers, and people want to come and explore us here. So we are changing our brand perception, and we are becoming a brand to be aspired for, to be there. So you have to think of how you want your brand to be so compelling that people want to buy it from you. Let's say you are making a website in which the students are getting information on how to solve the maths questions. Now, it is very important that let's say you're doing it for seventh grade. So you have to look at different books, maybe give them resources more than what you have promised them for. So that when they have it, they feel that aha effect. They feel that they've got it, that they have hit the right website, and they will be loyal to you. Loyalty is very important. They say that getting the same customer back again and again, that is more important than always trying to get new customers. Why? Because the old customer, you don't have to spend money on getting that old customer back. While for new customer, you always will have to spend money to get them on board, and they may not be loyal. But if you're giving a good service, the old customers will want to be stuck to you. The 4 Ps of marketing. This term was coined by Philip Kotler, who is considered the marketing guru. And even though we have over time added a lot of other things, but 4 Ps still remain true. And they are product, price, place, promotion. Product, you've already done. Place is mostly, I am assuming, online because you have AI products. And price is something which you will have to figure out over time. So today I'm only going to talk about the fourth P of marketing, which is promotion. But these are the 4 P's of marketing, and you have to focus on them. Your product has to be good. Your where you are selling it and how you're selling it has to be good. The pricing, sometimes you do pricing cost plus, whatever the cost of making a product is, your staff cost, your packaging cost, you add all that, and then you get the price. And if you're giving a discount, which happens on especially online markets, then you have to build in that also so that you don't make losses. Yes? Once you've done that, you are ready for promotion. You're ready to market your product. These are the things you'll have to think about. What problem is it solving? What are the unique features? And how is it different from other products? Yeah. Place is whether you're online or offline in stores. Price, production cost, packaging and delivery cost, discounts. Like lots of marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, they sometimes add the delivery cost because they are taking it from your place and then giving it somewhere else. But if it's a service which you are providing, you will not have packaging cost and delivery cost. You'll have production cost, you'll have cost of marketing also. So the price should also include some marketing cost as well. So different approaches are done for pricing. Sometimes some product becomes aspirational. So if you look at BMW, it is an expensive car, very expensive car, but sometimes they have, just to make it aspirational, they might be putting a little bit more margin so that people think that I want it. It's aspirational. If imagine, how many of you have heard about Tata, the car they came up with, which was a 1.5 lakhs car? They thought it would be a big hit in India, but it was not. Tata Nano failed miserably. And the marketing of Tata Nano, they were very hurt because they all thought that this will be like a blockbuster. It was not, because people didn't want to be seen on a very cheap car. They wanted, if 1.5 lakhs is also a cost of a motorcycle now. So if they're buying a car, they wanted it to be an aspirational product. So the people who could only afford Nano, they didn't go for Nano because they didn't want to be seen as driving a cheap car. Okay, now let's talk about promotion, traditional marketing and digital marketing. These are 2 ways of promoting. Digital marketing, I am also saying social media marketing in this. So traditional marketing is through newspapers, through flyers, things like that. And digital marketing is all online. So you'll have to look at in digital marketing, there are in social media marketing, we have mostly Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, WhatsApp, WhatsApp Business, Pinterest, Twitter, Google. You'll have to figure out what percentage will you give to what. If it is for older people, maybe Facebook is the way to go. If it is for younger people, maybe Insta and Pinterest is the way to go. If and maybe YouTube. If it is for parents, you're trying to sell it to pay through parents, Facebook or YouTube is the place. If you're talking about, if you're giving short format content, it's Instagram. If you're giving long explanations, then it is YouTube. And if it is a product which is good for people who are in the corporate or who are working, then LinkedIn is the way to go. So when I've made this, I'm just trying to say that you'll have to see which side you want to go more. It can have multiple angles too. So you have to see which side you like to go. And what you need to take care of: SEOs. If you have websites, you'll need SEOs. You need to, when you're doing your social media ads, you want to focus on hashtags, you need to tag people, influencers, or people who you think would be your word of mouth or who have a good following. Emails is one of the most cheapest form of marketing. So if you can collect people's emails, then you can retarget that, or you can repurpose the emails and send them emails about something new which you've come up with, or you can remind them that now the subscription is over, so you can get back and do it again. Like how Netflix every month they send us a update that you need to update your payment method, or we are going to charge you. But I will remember Netflix. So even if I've stopped using Netflix, I will go back, and that's a kind of a memory. Ads, they are very expensive, so I will not suggest that you go for ads in the beginning. Work on website optimization, SEOs, emails, and a lot of social media marketing. And that will help you to reach your targets, reach your target segments. So that is the way to go. This is an example of a calendar which will help you to keep in track. So let's say that you have a mixed crowd and you don't have too much time because you all are in school. So you might say, okay, we will work a little bit on Instagram. So first 3 weeks we will do a lot of Instagram reels. Then from week 2, parallelly, I will start YouTube and YouTube Shorts. Maybe you might be interested in blogs, or you might be interested in doing things on Snapchat. So accordingly, make a weekly calendar. It can be daily also if you think you can manage it, but weekly, twice. They say 3 to 4 times, but I will say start with 2, which will help you to build up your momentum. And if you go to Chat GPT and you tell it what you want to do, how much frequency, what is the idea, and how you want to grow, Chat GPT will give you instant result. Okay. In all of this, you have to focus on cost, reach. You have to be able to measure it, and how many engagements are happening. These are the 4 pillars which you need to keep in mind when you are doing some social media activity, because even your time has cost. So is it worth it for Instagram, or would you rather prefer YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn? So look at that. Look at the time you are posting. When I was working with e-commerce, 6 o'clock in the evening was the highest number of clicks. And that was because people were going back from their office. They had time and they would click um, on the products they wanted. While for new mothers, it was late in the evening because they would put the kids to sleep, and that was their free time, and that's when they would click. So you'll have to figure out over time what works for you and what does not work for you. How to use AI? AI can be used for creating content, copywriting and visual content. I extensively use AI um to get my emails proofread by AI and make it better. Sometimes I give it suggestions as to what I want if I'm not able to clearly visualize what it should look like, and then AI throws out something which I again work on to make it very personal. At the end of the day, it is very important to be authentic. If you're not authentic, you will not get the same result. Then, personalized marketing, customer segmentation. So, let's say you have 2 products, and one product is for grade 6 to 10, but the other product is for college goers. So, you have to do different marketing. You cannot be doing the same thing, right? Imagine if you were in college and I was sharing baby stuff with you, um, something like Ah, interesting. Yeah, something like cartoons. You will not like it, right? But if I was sharing something which like friends and making a meme out of it, you will like it more and you will appreciate that more. So you have to segment your customers and use your AI. I know that Mr. Kiran Kumar has talked in one of his uh, talks about scheduling and optimization and even trend analysis and competitor analysis. So you use your data, which you'll get from all the promotions you'll do, as to what is happening, where should you focus on, what time is working for you. All that will be very easy for you with when you use these tools. And even campaign performance analytics will be there. I usually use these three things: ChatGPT, Canva, and Gamma. Uh, it is very easy, and you guys are lucky because you are in that era where everything you give to ChatGPT, it quickly analyzes and gives you the answer rather than going through different forums, how we used to do Google. I still Google once in a while to see what others are saying, but I find ChatGPT very convenient and I use that extensively. Canva is something which will help you to make your designs, even your logo, your taglines, keep the same design all the time, and you can keep belting out lots of visuals in Canva. And for Gamma too, you can do the same thing. So we have talked about what we did. We talked about branding basics. We talked about marketing elements, the 4 P's of marketing: product, which you have already done. Pricing, I am hoping that with these ideas, you will be able to do pricing well. Place is online, but which place would you do it? Where? What is your place to go for? Would you be going for Instagram? Would you be going for Snapchat? That is something you'll have to decide depending upon the target segment you have. And marketing, there are ways of marketing. You can be blogging, you can be making YouTube videos, you can be podcasting. There are different ways of marketing, and you'll have to find your niche again. Each product will be different. It is not one size cuts it all. If you are in some very niche product, you might be wanting to educate your customers. And that is important because a customer who doesn't know about this product will not be able to appreciate it and buy it. So that means for you, the educational videos will be important. For somebody who's an aspirational kind of a product, you have to make videos in which people think, oh God, so aspirational to be in this or to buy this. So your videos or your post will be different depending upon what you are doing. If you're talking about travel and tourism, that's your website. So videos or pictures of places from that region or that area is what's going to make me feel, oh my God, this is a hidden gem. Let me go and figure it out. And AI usage for marketing and branding. So, can I take questions now, Riddhi?
Yeah, sure. So we are receiving lots of questions from the WhatsApp and everywhere. So due to the scarcity of time, won't be able to take all the questions. But here is one. If a student has only 3 hours a week to focus on branding and marketing, what should they prioritize?
So, if you have only 3 hours to do your branding and marketing, then branding is only done once. What will be easy for you is, could you mute yourself? I can hear somebody in the background. If you are, if you only have 3 hours, then branding is done once. That's over. After that, in Canva, you make a template. And so let's say for Monday you have a template, for Tuesday you have a template. Monday you're doing post, Tuesday you're doing a carousel, Wednesday you're doing a video, Thursday you're doing a just good to know or something like that. So I am giving you 4 days, right? Instead of 4 days, maybe you just do it twice a week. And you make those templates, you fill in what you want to say, and you let AI tool, you do the scheduling with AI tool. So you don't have to worry about it. You've already done it, and the AI tool will take care of scheduling. But you have to be on the top. Once you post, you will get people commenting on it. You'll have to be very proactive in replying to them. But otherwise, you the 3 hours, if you spend wisely, you will have more than enough time to do your marketing. I hope that answers.
Yeah. Now the second is, how can students turn their first few customers into their best brand ambassadors?
Um, that's a very interesting question. And yes, that should be everyone's endeavor. You should be able to give them that kind of a service that they feel that wow effect, that aha effect, and they will want to come back again and again. And maybe make it so attractive for them that you they want their friends also to come and be a part of it, like how Snapchat has become so viral, TikTok is so viral. So you have to make it very interesting, your website or your app or your product, so interesting that people want to share it with their friends, they want them to be on that. And don't lose heart if it doesn't happen in the beginning. Sometimes it takes time, but people do come back if you're giving them good service.
Uh, Thank you. And yeah, the questions are still coming. So yeah, one question is there: how can the students test if their brand message is actually connecting with their audience?
A lot of companies do focus groups. So you are an entrepreneur, you can ask your target segment. So let's say your target segment is your peers, your classmates. So then you can ask a few friends of yours what are they liking about it and what they're not liking about it, and then tweak accordingly. So it's a lot of hit and miss, a lot of changes. You should be not afraid of pivoting. You should not be afraid of changing your product or making tweaks in your product if you think it is not getting the um, same kind of feeler which you thought that it will be a great success. Maybe people want more, or maybe people don't understand it or appreciate it. So think what you can do so that you enjoy your customers' feelings of gratification in that. Yeah.
We'll take one last question. At times it happens that even when the product is not ready and there's no product yet, is there any way that the young entrepreneurs start building their brand from day one without having the product, some subliminal tool or subconscious messaging that they can use?
You can try doing it, but what if your product changes and you have made something, or you're advertising, or you are doing post on social media, but your product concept changes, so all that effort you have done will not be very fruitful. Of course, you may continue on that and say, oh, you know what, we are pivoting now and this is what we have come up with. Of course that will work. So yeah, I will not stop you if your product is not ready, but you have the concept ready and you want to start testing whether people are liking it or not. But don't spend money on that.
Thank you so much, Pooja for taking this insightful session and answering all the questions that the students had. And I'm sure they are going to have a good insight on this perspective of branding and marketing, which is incredibly, critical for the success of any project that they eventually build into an enterprise. Thank you for taking out time. And to all our ETL community, all the students who are attending this session, I would say do leverage upon the repository that we are creating for all of you, and take advantage of these sessions and upgrade your game. And as we always say, happy tinkering. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was lovely to interact with the students. Thanks.